People need to understand that when you, as a union, refuse to work, lay down your tools without the permission of the bosses, this is a revolutionary action. This is not just a radical action, and it hasn't just started today. My name is Brother Clarence Thomas. Whoever called me Mr., that's out of order. I'm a third-generation longshore worker, but today I'm speaking as a veteran of the Black Liberation Movement. Yeah. If my grandmother were here, you know what she would say? Clarence, there for the grace of God go you. You could have been locked up. Because I was a member of the party. There are a number of comrades who are not here today. Some were killed, some were victims of COINTELPRO set up by the FBI. Others are like Mumia Abu-Jamal and many, many others who are languishing in these hellholes. One of the reasons that I feel obligated to give my time, I'm retired now, is because I feel a sense of obligation to that brother and all of those who are locked up. Because there for the grace of God, that could have been me. And I'm just so grateful to be here with you today. But let me just tell you one thing about Mumia Abu-Jamal. He, like countless of others, during the Black liberation upsurge of the 1960s, we all had our consciousness raised by the movement. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King's struggle, the Deacons of Defense, Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, as you may know him, and so many, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale. There's so many others that I could name. But I just want to tell you this. Mumia has thanked the ILWU for the actions that have been taken, because let's just be real about this. In 1999, all 29 ports on the West Coast were shut down. That did not happen today. But you want to know one thing? Local 10 has not forgotten. Yeah. Because we understand what it means to have to fight for radical leaders. Even our own Harry Bridges was prosecuted 4 times by the federal government for various trumped-up charges. People like Tom Mooney. We stood for Angela Davis in 1971. This just did not start today. And for every one of you who are here, understand this. There are people around the world who know about this action that you're taking. And you know, ILWU Local 10 needs to be acknowledged for something that they did very recently. Sent a delegation of 14 people to South Africa. What other union in the United States of America would do such a thing? Power to the people means something. Yeah. The man who spoke before I got up here, David Newton, he's the nephew of Huey P. Newton. If Huey were alive today, to be able to see that his nephew is carrying on the struggle within the most radical union in the United States of America, and may I dare say in the world. As a result of our visit to South Africa, David Newton and Jack Hayman met with the head of NUMSA, the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa, the largest union in South Africa. They have agreed to use this date up to March 16th to mobilize and organize for Mumia's freedom. They're going to write letters. But let me just say one thing before I close out. Could you imagine if the Teamsters, the rail workers, airline pilots, all transportation workers in the United States of America had have taken off today? Mumia would be out. Right. And not only would Mumia be out, all of the political prisoners will be out. Because today, by the longshore workers not working, that means that no cargo is moved in the port of San Francisco and the port of Oakland. That means that trucking schedules are disrupted. That means that rail schedules are being disrupted. And the only reason why the employer ain't saying anything about this, because they know if they did, we shut down tonight too. That's the power of the rank and file. I'm going to conclude, but I want you all to say this. An injury to one is an injury to all. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal.
Tyre Nichols, I mean, how did that affect you? Because it seems like it never ends, these movements.
Well, it's just a lot of hurt, pain, trauma, and drama. Unfortunately, and I hate to use the word drama because it's very real. And it's very hurtful because even though I didn't know him personally, I'm a mother, and I'm a mother of a black son. It hurt my heart to know that the young man was calling for his mother. I didn't hear him call on God, but I heard him call for his mother. And as a mother, that's very hurtful. I would not want to even fathom or imagine that could have been my son at that time. And how unfortunately and how unfair, but we've heard it all before. Anyone else who has a voice or has a child that's a mother, that's a human being and just wants the killing to stop. Why do we want to destroy the planet? The planet, what should be our primary purpose? What? People, human beings, that's what I would think we would want to invest in.
How long have you been a longshore worker?
3 years now.
How do you like it?
I love it. Yes.
And why is that?
Why? Well, I'm an only child, so I like the fact that now I have all these brothers and sisters. Yes.
It's like a family in the union.
It is a family. It is, yes.
My name is Pam.
And how long have you been a longshore worker?
For going on 4 years.
And what do you think about the action that's taking place by the ILWU here today?
Well, I think it's a necessary thing that we as a union stick together and that we make the best that we can for the people that are here. And we deserve the best because we get the best. We give our lives. People have lost their lives doing this job.
I'll be right back.
And it's not as easy as people think it is. They think that we make a lot of money, but a lot of people work a lot of hours to do this. It's not like we make a lot of money when it comes down to it. We can't work a 40-hour job and live like everybody else that owns the companies, of course, and stuff like that. So,
and the ILWU has a long history of this kind of political activism, standing up. I mean, for Mumia, other prisoners. What do you think about the actions of the ILWU?
I think that we need to support each other everywhere because as people, we deserve, when we work hard, to enjoy our living and to not have to work so hard that we can't live.
Marching today.
Free Mumia.
Yeah, the ILWU seems to be taking a pretty radical stance.
I think it's a radical situation.
Nichols, what happened to him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tyree, police brutality, everything.
We need justice for Tyre Nichols, who was brutally beaten. We want and demand the abolishment of police terrorism. And we're here for anyone that's been mistreated or handled by the justice system. We are marching today, we are rallying today, and we are showing solidarity with our brothers and sisters across the globe that have any sensitivity to a civilized society. We can shut down on conglomerate businesses. We can collectively organize and boycott various items that have effect on our world in a negative way. We can shut down job sites. We can make our actions be felt across the globe if everyone does it in a uniform fashion.
And the Durban dock workers are out today in front of the U.S. consulate in Durban. You think that kind of solidarity is going to grow?
Absolutely. We're growing. We have solidarity with the metal workers of Berlin, Germany. We have solidarity with the Oxford unions in Oxford, England. We have Tokyo shut down. We have Johannesburg, Pretoria shut down. This is spreading like a wildfire because people are sick of being mistreated by some machine that thinks humans aren't humans and can dehumanize those and treat them in any way.
I don't really be doing too many public speaking, still trying to, grieve, and it's hard to grieve in public and stuff, First and foremost, can I get a justice for Tyree? Can I get a justice for Tyree? Real quick, I was just sitting here listening. I was going through some things on Facebook just to kind of put something together real quick, you know, on behalf of my brother and on behalf of my family. My brother sent me a message probably about, I don't know, almost 9-10 months ago. And he say, hey bro, just checking in with you. I'm in Memphis, I got me a job, you know, about to buy me an Audi. I'm about to stack up my paper, you know, and I love that, you know, because my brother, he left California to change his life, you know, and not even say that his life was messed up or anything like that. My brother was never in the streets, nothing like that, you know, he just needed to change like some people do. And Memphis Police Department took that from him. You know, my brother was 29 years old. He still was trying to understand his life, you know, and I don't wish death on anybody, you know, but with these cops I do. And reason why is because I finally broke down and watched the video a few days ago. Them motherfuckers jumped my brother like they was in the gang. Yeah. They was turned up like they was in a gang.
They are a gang.
You know, they bounced out on my brother and was beating him and taking pictures like they was doing it for the gram.
Yeah.
You know, and for someone that's supposed to protect and serve, if you go out that way and do something like that, honestly, you deserve to rot in hell. That's just how I feel. On my way here from Sacramento with my sisters, my brother, I spoke and I was like, you know what? I need to do something for Ty in the words of, I just want to go home. That's the only thing my brother wanted to do was get home. You know, straight up. Like, Desmond Mills, one of the officers that decided that he wanted to do his thing to my brother. The hype that I seen in his eyes, the glory, I think he felt like he was God for a second, you know. Yeah, he ain't shit, to be honest, you know, but just to see someone like that, so hyped and so happy to inflict pain on someone that didn't deserve something like that, it's just beyond me. It's beyond you guys, you know. And at the end of the day, I'll never forget that name. But I just want to say, for my family and everybody, just thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. We turned the corner right here. The first thing my sister seen was my brother's name, you know, and just help us keep his name alive, you know, because I know y'all don't know my brother, but if it happens to you guys, he'll be right here. He'll be right here fighting for anybody because he lived on love, good energy. He was never the type of person to take. It was always giving. And one thing that he gave for sure was himself. He never started away from anybody. He was the type of person, if you came to him, hey, he might not have $1 to give you, you know, might not be able to say, come stay at my house, but let's talk about it. What's going on? You know, and he will give himself to someone. And at the end of the day, my family, we gonna miss him. We love him. And again, we appreciate you guys.
Tyree!
I'm gonna keep it real short and simple. Tyree was my little brother, and like my brother said, we have been grieving in the public eye, and never did we ever imagine that something like this would happen to him. And I'll just share some words that my mother said, just this how her heart is. She's like, I feel sorry for their family. I'm like, what? How you feel sorry for their family? Because they are a disgrace to their own people. They're a disgrace to their mothers, their fathers, their kids. Because how could another black man do something like that to another black man? And so today we stand here and we thank all of you. And like my brother said, can I just get a justice for Tyree?
Justice for Tyree!
My name is Latoya. Tyree was my baby godbrother. We grew up like siblings. Like, you can't tell anyone up here that we're not brother and sister. So We trying to focus on the positive. That's what's keeping me going. The love, the support, the outpour of positive energy. And like my brother said, we focus on the I just want to go home. That changed my spirit, because now I'm focused on every black man and brown and minorities getting home safely. I know it shouldn't take something like this to want, to see that change, but when it's something like this happens, all you can do is, try to focus on the positive and push your energy towards doing something that's going to change something for the next person. So I'm dedicating myself to making sure I can do what I can do. If it's the duty to intervene law, if it's making sure that police are taking accountability for their actions through qualified immunity, whatever it is, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be there. Yeah. Because I'm going to put my best foot forward to make sure that everybody gets home safely. Because no one should die from a traffic stop.
My name is Ron Lee. We're here for many different reasons. One of them is Mumia Abu-Jamal, to get him free. He's a political prisoner. And also for the right, Tyre Nichols, who senseless killings. We're here to support that, stop police violence, and we're here to support our brothers and sisters out here.
And the ILWU, they've taken action before for Mumia. They're taking the stop work action. Do you think more unions and working people should be joining this kind of effort?
I think so, yes. We as the people, the working class, that we need to come together and focus to help one another. If not, big corporations, government will just, override us. So we have to lift our voice and come together.
I'm Craig Gordon. I'm a teacher in Oakland Unified School District, a member of Oakland Education Association, and my union, OEA, has passed a resolution in support of Mumia many times, actually, calling for his freedom, and has again done so for today. We're calling for, the freedom of Mumia Abu-Jamal and supporting the solidarity actions that are happening. And in fact, some teachers in Oakland are conducting a teach-in on his case.
What do you mean a teach-in? What's going on?
Well, there's lessons that we've done, especially there's a bunch of lessons that we've done in the past. We actually did a teach-in in 1999 that became very controversial because, of course, the Fraternal Order of Police opposed it and put a lot of pressure on the district to tell teachers not to teach it, and we did anyway.
Critical history?
Yeah, and this is the liberal Oakland Unified School District that caved into that, as they did also in 2014 when there was a lesson on Mumia on a website that was created by a lot of social studies English teachers, and again the FOP protested and the district took the website down. We had to fight to put that back up. So today there will be some teachers who are using some of our lessons that we've created in the past, or maybe coming up with their own, and letting the students know about Mumia's case and about the connections to justice and racism in the justice system, as well as of course connections to police violence today.
And the ILWU has been working with the teachers in SLAP. Why don't you talk about why you have this alliance and the issue of privatization, and also your firing and other teachers firing?
Okay, well, the Oakland Education Association formed an alliance with Local 10, members of Local 10, in last year, about almost a year ago now, and prior to, while we were fighting several school closures that were happening that last year, and so we were fighting, and that was part of the privatization of public schools, because many of those closed schools become charters, and there's a lot of other private interests behind that, and then the dock workers, the longshore workers are, fighting the privatization of the port of Oakland in particular, especially with this development around the ballpark.
The billionaire John Fisher.
Yeah, billionaire.
Also supporting charters.
Exactly. Yeah, it's lots of nice, easy connections to see there. I mean, they couldn't make it be more blatant, but. So we formed an alliance in taking action on April 29th last year, the teachers struck for one day against school closures, and the local 10 actually shut down the port. Well, they were shut down for the day for their meeting, kind of like today, but they also shut down that evening because we put up picket lines that they respected. So that was that's an alliance that we hope to to continue to build because we all have the same interest in fighting the gentrification that goes on because of the privatization and just the loss of jobs and the way it hurts the public good. And then as far as the firings, the retaliation, there were a number of teachers last year, teachers and others. Mainly teachers who were fired, who were participating at Parker School, where many, not only teachers, but other members of the community were occupying to protest the closure of that school and the others last year, and other school closures that were slated for this year, but have been reversed, we hope. But because of that, the district has fired myself and another substitute teacher, and they've retaliated against a couple of other teachers as well.
Okay, so you're fighting to get your job back as well.
We're fighting to get my job back, and we're trying to get the others, the retaliation against the others reversed as well. So we're pushing on the legal front as well as political front.
Archibald Nelson, 10/18/46, and we all we got. And we have to stand together to be together.
And the ILWU has had a work stop today, and why have they decided that they're going to march on Embarcadero?
Because of all the foolishness that's been going on. It's not really foolishness, but for a lack of a better word, all of the unfairness, unjustness, and it's got to stop somewhere.
It seems like Tyre Nichols, it's on and on. It never ends.
The struggle is on and on and on.
I think the rest of the labor movement should take similar action as the ILWU.
I think we should all be together because we're together to make a difference. Got to stand together to be together.
Have you been on marching before?
Yes, I have.
When was the last time?
About 90 days ago for the nurses.
So you're out for the struggle of working people?
For the struggle of working people.